The landscape at Sewerby Hall and Gardens is a relatively modern one. The parkland and estate as we see it today was created in the 19th century by the Greame family to be a suitable surrounding for their home, and then later in the 20th century by Bridlington Corporation and their successors as they developed the park as a public amenity. However, some traces of the earlier landscape at Sewerby do remain to be seen. One such is Moor Lane, the small stretch of road that runs between the pleasure garden and the walled garden. Today, Moor Lane seems to be little more than an access route to the farm that lies just beyond the walled gardens. But originally it was the main route from Sewerby Village to Marton, and then on to Flamborough. Before the enclosure of Sewerby in 1802, this road ran between a series of privately owned small fields, before giving way onto an area of collectively farmed open field, now occupied by the golf course on Sewerby North Park, where the ridge and furrow of the medieval plough can still be seen. The chalk rubble wall that runs along the western side of this length of the lane may well have originally been built to separate these small fields from the road, and it is a surprising thought that this humble wall might be of greater age than the grand hall nearby. If you follow the road north, it turns in a sharp bend to run behind the house, terminating in a junction with Church Lane, where visitors using the car park exit the estate. This section of road, known as High Sewerby Road, is a relative newcomer and dates from the 1840s. Originally there was no junction, and Moor Lane continued north into the area now covered by woodland. To the south the lane forked. One branch followed the route it still has today, past the farm and on to the moor that gives the lane its name, now the site of Bridlington Links golf course. The other ran westward, in front of the house and on to Sewerby Village. This route was closed by Yarborough Graham when he emparked the grounds and created High Sewerby Road as an alternative. The ghost of this older route survives in the woods beside the hall in the form of an old garden wall, now completely engulfed by woodland and pierced by various routeways. This would originally have formed the boundary between the Graham's property and the road. Interestingly, one section of the wall has been lowered, perhaps to make the most of the view of the sea from the pleasure garden terrace, before the trees matured and obscured the view. This fragment of wall no longer serves any real purpose, and perhaps it only survived because the woodland blocked it from sight and rendered its demolition unnecessary. But like Moor Lane, it is a survivor from an earlier time, and a reminder that within the modern parkland, an older landscape lies just beneath the surface.